In this video, you're going to learn 3 techniques for crafting captivating guitar parts to enhance the instrumental break or solo break within the context of a song's arrangement. Now, this is going to be done on a single guitar without any accompaniment. Despite the absence of other instruments, seemingly basic ideas can create really effective guitar parts and instrumentals and so forth when breaking away from the vocal of the song. This is your chance to showcase your musicianship, your skills in a unique way that offers something to the overall arrangement and flow of the song. Hi, this is Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and in this lesson we're going to use a very cool tune called St. James Infirmary to demonstrate different ways, 3 ways in fact, that you can create very captivating and creative instrumental guitar parts that break away from the vocal of the song. So basically we're going to be doing this in the context of backing a singer on a single guitar without any other accompaniment. For unique and interesting ways to back a singer on a single guitar, click the link in the top right corner of this video because I've got a lesson there that goes right into that. However, today we're looking at when the singing stops and the guitar starts, basically, or the guitar takes over, it takes center stage. It's got the spotlight on it, and we want to create something that sounds pretty cool in terms of an instrumental break or a little solo section. First, we're going to look at triads. Triads are a great way to create instrumental breaks and add interest to the arrangement of the song. We'll also look at 10th harmony, which is a concept that basically implies a chord progression as opposed to you actually playing the chords, and that's a very cool way to approach an instrumental break. And we'll also look at melody, so incorporating the melody into your instrumental break in some way, not necessarily exactly as it occurs in the song, but incorporating parts of it, if you like, is a great way to create an instrumental break that connects with the overall arrangement of the song. So let's get into it. Now, as I said, the tune is St. James Infirmary. So just let's have a look at the basic structure of the tune first before we get into these approaches. So it's an 8-bar blues, A minor blues. It's, there's a few different ways that you could interpret this or different chordal arrangements you might see. For me, I'm using A minor to E7 in the first bar, sharing a bar there, to A minor for a bar. And then into the 3rd bar, A minor comes the F chord to C and E7. That's the first 4 bars of the tune. Then we're back to the A minor, E7 again, A minor. This time, halfway through that bar, we can get a G chord, which leads to our F, our E7, and then in the last bar, A minor, E7. Okay, that's our basic arrangement. I'll just play it through. E7, A minor, A minor, F, C, E7, A minor, E7, A minor, and G. Then we get the F to E7, A minor, E7, and then you're back to the start again. Okay, so that's the basic arrangement. That's what we're going to be using to demonstrate each approach. Let's start with triads. So I'm going to play a little bit of an arrangement I did using triads to demonstrate how they could be used to create an instrumental break within the song, okay, within St. James Infirmary. So have a little listen to that now, and then we'll come back and I'll break it down for you. So I was using triads there. Now, it's beyond the scope of this video to go deep into triads, but I do have several triad videos on the channel, and I'll link to one in the top right corner now that you can check out a little bit later if you want to explore triads further. But what I'm using here are what I call 4-3-2 triads. And what that means is that we have the triads forming on the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings for the most part, I think. Let's see, I think I did that. Okay, so and triads are just a basic major or minor chord, really. It's the 1, the 3, and the 5. Or if it's a minor chord, 1, flat 3, 5. It's just one of each of the notes played, and it's a chord basically in its simplest form. And we can play triads all up and down the fretboard. So check out the video to see more detail about that. But in this arrangement, if I just look at the chords I used, I had this little A minor triad down to my E, which is very close, so in proximity on the fretboard, so you get a very nice leading of voices there from one chord to the next. And then I came back to the A minor, then I played the A minor again, then I played an F. Notice with A minor to F there, one note difference, so you can see how closely related some chords are, and you get a really nice transition of chords there. A minor, E, A minor, that's the first 2 bars of the tune, then the third bar, A minor, F, then I went up to C, and then I went to E. Okay, so C and E, very close by, and then going into the second 4 bars of the 8 bar here, I had A minor, different inversion, E climbing up, A minor, and then the G, and because it was at 12th fret, I played natural harmonics for that triad, which you could do. Same shape for the F and the E on the way back to A minor and E. Now there's lots of different ways you could arrange that, but you can hear the nice voice leading there, right? And it's starting to climb up the fretboard as we work through that progression. And then F, E, A minor. Now, you might have noticed that I was doing more than just that because we want to fill it out. Now, that would be all right. I mean, if you broke away from the tune and went into just a sort of, you know, any sort of way you want to play those triads or picking them, that would all sound fine. But I was bringing in lower droning strings and so forth to fill out the arrangement a little bit more. So I was playing like on the A minor and the E, back to the A minor. So anytime I got A or E chords, might have said E minor there, E, I can use the drone of the A and E strings to fill out the sound. I played my A, F, I kept the A in the bass there, that's the third of the F, so that's just inverting the chord. When I went to C, I used my thumb to play this C note. So you don't have to do these things, these are examples. You can use triads to create a completely different instrumental break. My point of this is not to get you to do exactly what I'm doing, is to take the idea and create with it yourself. Of course, you can do what I'm doing to get some ideas, but then try and do something with it yourself, okay? And then we've got I used the E on the, low E on the E triad there, again. And then it was the A, using the low drones again. And then we had the G, and then the F, E, so using root notes there. On the E, sorry. And then when I got down to the A minor to E at the end of the cycle, I did this little thing I like to do sometimes where I lose a note in the triad to add an open string, and I drone some open top strings over the triad, and then the E. And if I take out the top note of the A minor here, and the top note of the E here, you get the same shape with the same fingers down one fret for the E. So here's A minor with the top 2 strings droning and E. And then back to A minor. So you can see how you can get very creative with triads. So as I said, take the idea, take the concept, learn what I did if you like. However, the main thing is to take it and run with it and see what you can come up with. 10th harmony is next. So here's a little part of an arrangement I did using 10th harmony, thinking of it as an instrumental break for St. James Infirmary. So have a listen and then we'll come back and we'll talk about 10th harmony. So 10th harmony. 10th harmony is a way of implying chords rather than playing chords. Think of Blackbird by the Beatles as a great example of a song that is almost entirely based on 10th harmony. And the concept I use here is basically the same thing that's used in that song, Blackbird by the Beatles. Now, again, beyond the scope to go right into 10th harmony here, but I do have videos on it on my channel, so I'll link to another video in the top right corner you can check out on 10th harmony. But let me explain it in a nutshell. Basically, I'm taking a chord and implying it with 10th harmony. So the first chord in my tune here is A minor. So if I take an A note on the 5th string and I go up 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the 10th harmony. You can think of it as the third of the chord, so A, and I'm playing a C, but in the upper octave. So if you count up from the root and you go into the upper octave, up to the third note in the upper octave, it's C, and it's actually a 10th. That's the distance between the two notes. And now that's implying a minor chord. If I wanted to make that an A major chord, well then I'd just sharpen that third. I'd raise that third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the great thing here is the 10th harmony shapes exist in the bar chords. So this A minor bar chord, if I just play the 6th and 3rd string, there's your harmony. So you can relate it directly to a chord shape, which helps anchor it down on the fretboard for you. Same with the major. There's the 10th harmony inside the root 6 bar chord. So that's the way I sort of think about it. It helps ground it on the fretboard for you. And the same thing with root 5 shapes. If I take a D shape here, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's the 10th harmony, and there it exists in the root 5 bar chord. And if we flat that third, there's the minor root 5 10th harmony shape, if you like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, existing in the root 5 minor. So it's very easy to find if you know your bar chords. So I did an arrangement there that not only used 10th harmony, but also open strings to, again, fill out the arrangement a bit. If I just sort of sat there playing St. James Infirmary with just the 10th harmony shapes, as you can hear, it's nice, but it's a it's a little thin is what I'm looking for, because remember, no other instruments. If there was another guitar playing behind that, it could sound good, but it's a little empty without that. So if you bring in open strings, and you'll be able to use the top 2 open strings on a 10th harmony shape stemming from the 6th string. So I was like, and if I just give you a basic little idea here without all the stuff I was doing in my particular arrangement, I'm playing the 10th harmony shape with droning open strings on top to fill out that sound rather than just the thin sound we're talking about. And we could play like our A minor to our E, back to our A minor, then we had F, C, and E. Now sometimes I'll play an inversion. So this is a B and a D note. So it's the 5th in the chord of E, and it's the flat 7th, E7. So that provides a nice little voice leading to step back down to the A minor. And then likewise here, I'll do another little inversion of the E when it comes up in the tune. You've got A minor, E with the 3rd in the bass and the 5th and some open strings. And then you got your A minor again. This is where the G comes in. So little G 10th harmony shape with open strings, F again. And you probably go to this E root position. And then you're back to A minor. And back to the E. So I'll just quickly do that again. So you've got the A minor. I'm just doing any sort of picking on the top open strings just to fill out the sound, so you can play around with that. But you got your A minor, you got your E, A minor, A minor, F, C, inverted E, A minor, E inverted again, A minor, G, F, E, A minor, and E. So that's a very basic arrangement, but very effective, using 10th harmony and open droning strings to fill out the sound. So check it out. It's a very cool way to create instrumental parts to a song. Now, melody is another great thing to use and integrate into your instrumental breaks to create very cool sounds and arrangements. So I'm going to give you an example here, have a listen, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this approach. So melody can be used in lots of ways, but we're using it here to fill out a little instrumental break, of course, because that's what our lesson is about today. Now, here I'm playing more or less a chord melody arrangement of the tune and using it as an instrumental break. It could also just be a little instrumental version of the song if you liked, but you don't always have to play the melody exactly as it is in the song. You can just incorporate parts of the melody if you like, just little hints of it, and it helps connect your instrumental break within the context of the overall arrangement. So melody is great to use. Now, in this particular arrangement I interpreted the melody a little bit. I played around with it a touch. So if you compare it back to the original melody that we ran through at the beginning of the video, I do take some liberties. That's the kind of whole idea. But I simplify the harmony down quite a bit here. So I'm playing the melody and just using the drone of the low A string to fill out that's enough to suggest the chord. Open A there, melody, and the open A to re-establish that. A, here comes E, and just filling out the E. I put in the sharp 5 there. E7 sharp 5 is what's happening there. Now notice I keep, that's the first 4 bars of the tune there, and it's really just A minor for 3 bars, or 3 bars, and then E7 for the 4th bar. So I take out one of the E7s earlier in the arrangement there. After that, we return, and here comes the G, and just a little embellishment on there. Then the F, E7, and back to the A minor. Okay, so have a listen now. It's pretty simple. This melody, all A minor. Here comes E, second 4 bars, all A minor to the G, F, E, and back to A minor, and then the E. Now the second time I ran through that, some variations. So it starts the same here. So there's a little variation on the melody there. Now that's a little open string run. If you like open string runs, I love them, then check out a video I'll link right now in the top corner that takes you into that whole concept. But it creates a nice little fill, and then a little blues note there in the melody, and then little fill. Okay. If you like this video, you'll love this ebook complete with video examples called 10 Melodic Fingerpicking Patterns you can learn in 10 minutes or less. Do you struggle to make the fingerpicking patterns you learn on guitar sound like music? Perhaps it's because you believe in one or more of these fingerpicking pattern myths. 1. You need to know a lot of patterns to have your fingerpicking sound musical. 2. Only advanced fingerpicking patterns sound musical. Easy patterns are too basic to sound any good. Or 3. there is a magic pattern out there somewhere that once found will finally have your fingerpicking sound the way you want it to. None of these myths are true. This is because fingerpicking patterns alone are not musical. They're technical. It's what you do with the patterns that will determine how musical they sound. In this ebook, you learn how to make the most boring fingerpicking patterns sound amazing instantly. Plus, the simple trick to make advanced fingerpicking patterns easier to play, and the thumb and one finger trick that's so simple and will have your fingerpicking sounding pro in no time. Click the link in the description below this video and download your free ebook complete with video examples, 10 melodic fingerpicking patterns you can learn in 10 minutes or less. You'll have it in your inbox within minutes. Let me know in the comments section what acoustic topics you'd like to see me cover in future videos. I read all your comments and love to hear what you have to say. Let me know if you have any particular ways you like to create instrumental breaks within a song. I'd love to hear about it. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the all-important notification bell button, because then YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. As always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.